Thank you. You may be seated. I would like to officially welcome everyone today. We are gathered to witness and celebrate the union of Melinda and Josh. In the time they've been together, their love and understanding of each other have both grown and matured. Now, they've decided to both live their lives together formally as husband and wife. The couple would like to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your busy lives to be here today. Careful consideration was given to those who would be invited to witness this special occasion. The ideals, understanding, and mutual respect that these two people share are rooted in the love, friendship, and guidance that you have given them over the last years. The bride and groom would also like to make special mention of those individuals who have either passed on or who weren't able to travel. For those who were unable to travel, especially Josh's parents, we are grateful for their ability to stream this event. Their long-distance support can be felt as we gather together today. Now, when I think about love, I often think about the fact that there are few greater joys in life than finding someone that we really click with. One of the very first things that I noticed about Melinda and Josh was the energy that they have between the two of them. They have this magnetic force that radiates a loving vibrancy that is rarely seen even in my line of work. While I do see countless couples who really mesh well together, it is clear to me that these two are yin and yang. In that spirit, I would like to share a piece by an unknown author titled, "You and I Are Connected." You and I are connected in a way that goes beyond romance, beyond friendship, beyond anything that we've had before. It has defied time, distance, and changes in ourselves. It has defied every explanation except one. Pure and simply, we're soulmates. I can't explain it, I feel it. It's there in the way my spirits lift whenever we talk. The sound of your voice brings me home in a way that I can't explain. It's in the delight that I feel when we laugh at the same things at the exact time. When I'm with you, it's like a tiny piece of the universe shifts into place, a place it's supposed to be, and all is right in the world. These things and so many more have led me to understand that this is a once-in-a-lifetime, forever connection. A connection that could only exist between you and me. And deep in my soul, I know that our relationship is a rare gift, one that brings us extraordinary happiness all through our lives. Melinda and Josh, there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that the two of you have found your perfect match. Your shared values and mutual respect for one another has created an unbreakable bond between the two of you. Today, we get to celebrate the power of your love and the strength of this bond. It is an honor for me to be able to join your souls together forever. I encourage everyone that's here today to just celebrate this moment by being fully present today. Let go of any worries or troubles or any burdens that might be weighing on you and just enjoy this celebration of love. Now, I think the thing that I absolutely love most about my profession is hearing a couple tell me their love story. Each love story is so beautiful and unique in its own way. But I have to admit, Melinda and Josh's story completely enchanted me. I found myself drawn in by every word they spoke. I think I was captivated by the fact that they both trusted their instincts about one another. They just knew that they were meant to be together. You might even be tempted to say that it was love at first sight. Now, I know that some of you are rolling your eyes and you think that love at first sight really doesn't exist, and that maybe it's nothing more than just attraction. But personally, I do believe that love at first sight does exist, but not in that traditional cliche way that you might think. To me, love at first sight isn't necessarily that moment that you first lay eyes on someone. It's that moment that you see them for who they truly are, their positive qualities and their flaws, and you still love them. When I first met these two, I knew within minutes that I wanted to officiate their ceremony. I saw something in them that I don't see in every couple. Not only do these two love each other romantically, and they do, you can see it in every look, every touch, and every moment that they're together, but they also love each other as friends. I would dare say these two are best friends. They're constantly laughing and joking and teasing each other, and it's so obvious that they know how to have fun with one another. But most importantly, Melinda and Josh love each other for exactly who they are. They're able to be themselves without the fear of being judged or rejected. They support each other in every way possible, which has given them the freedom to live an authentic life together. Melinda and Josh also understand that maintaining their individuality will make them a stronger couple. Best of all, their love for one another isn't just spoken, it's felt. The love that they've nurtured has allowed them to make it through any difficult situation that they've encountered. In my experience, it is marriages with qualities like this that tend to be both the longest and the happiest. I am confident that their love will carry them through anything that they go through in their marriage. Melinda and Josh, as we think about the adventure of marriage, I know that you might be tempted to think that your adventure starts today. But the reality is the true adventure of marriage begins long before the wedding day, and the efforts of marriage will continue well beyond the end of this ceremony. It takes a lifetime of love, commitment, and even compromise to make a marriage durable and everlasting. Remember to commit to each other over and over again every single day, because if you prioritize your partner, you will reap the benefits of a meaningful marriage. Now, before we get to the good part and I have these two share their vows, I do want you to remember the words of Barbara DeAngelis. She said, "Marriage is not a noun, it's a verb. It isn't something you do, it's the way that you love your partner every day." Melinda and Josh, having a long and happy marriage will require you to be vulnerable with each other and show unconditional love every day. It's not always easy to show another person exactly who you are. It takes a lot of courage. It's the type of courage that the two of you have shown the entirety of your relationship. When you fall in love with someone and you feel their love in return, you gain confidence in yourself and in your marriage. The type of love that you share will give you the strength to overcome any obstacle in your marriage. Now it's the time that everyone has been waiting for, the time to share your vows. Melinda, I'll have you go first.
Josh, I promise to be faithful, supportive, and to always love you. I vow to be your partner in all things and never take you for granted. I promise to laugh with you, explore the world with you, and continue building our lives together. I vow to be honest and authentic with you, love you for exactly who you are, and I'll never ask you to shave your beard. You are my best friend, the love of my life, and I am super pumped to become your wife.
Thank you. Josh, you can begin whenever you're ready.
Melinda, no, you're not in trouble, but now I know I have your attention. I'm so lucky and honored to be with you and to call you my wife after today. I promise to always be there for you, whether it's for coffee in the morning, being a sounding board, to work through your thoughts, building things, fixing things, yard work, housework, cleaning, snuggles, or a hug to make all the worries melt away. I promise to always be honest, genuine, faithful, goofy with you, and to love you for you. You are my partner, my friend, and my true love. I love you with all of my heart and promise to spend the rest of my life trying to ensure that you feel that every day.
Thank you. All right, you two, you ready to make this marriage official? Let's do this. All right. I do want to remind you that marriage isn't always easy, so I'd like to ask that you always treat yourself and each other with respect. Remind yourself often what brought you together today. And when things get difficult, do your best focusing on what's going right in your marriage and capitalize on those strengths. Because from this point forward, life is no longer about me anymore. From now on, it's always about us. Melinda, do you take Josh to be your husband? Do you take him exactly as he is? Will you be generous with your time, energy, and affection? Will you be patient with him and yourself? Will you fill your time with adventure and laughter? And lastly, do you promise to keep him as the center of your world?
I do.
Thank you. Josh, do you take Melinda to be your wife? Do you take her exactly as she is? Will you be generous with your time, energy, and affection? Will you be patient with her and yourself? Will you fill your life with adventure and laughter? And lastly, do you promise to keep her at the center of your world?
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right, now it's time to exchange the rings. Wearing a wedding ring symbolizes that you've found someone special to spend your life with. The unique, beautifully crafted rings are an outward reminder of your inner unity, which is a bond that is stronger than any obstacle that you may encounter. Melinda, please place the ring on Josh's finger and repeat after me. With this ring, I vow to love and honor you
I vow to love and honor you
from this moment forward.
from this moment forward.
Let this ring always be a reminder
Let this ring always be a reminder
of my promises to you
of my promises to you
and the unwavering bond between us.
and the unwavering bond between us.
Thank you. Josh, please place the ring on Melinda's finger and repeat after me. With this ring, I vow to love and honor you
I vow to love and honor you
from this moment forward.
from this moment forward.
Let this ring always be a reminder
Let this ring always be a reminder
of my promises to you
of my promises to you
and the unwavering bond between us.
and the unwavering bond between us.
Thank you. Josh and Melinda, by the power vested in me by the state of Utah, I now pronounce you as husband and wife, partners for life. Josh, you may now kiss your beautiful bride. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, it is with much excitement that I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Josh and Melinda O'Neill.
Enjoying the evening so far. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Kristen, and I am Melinda's matron of honor today. So she told me that I didn't actually have to give a speech, but there was no way that I was flying over 2,000 miles to be here and not giving one. So here we are. I promise I'll keep it brief, though. So I remember the first time Melinda told me about Josh in any kind of detail. It was the week that he was driving out to Utah. We were in Vermont. We were checking out some routes before that year's Minis Take Vermont. We were sitting in the gondola on the way to the summit of Stratton Mountain, and she was all smiles, beaming ear to ear, telling me all about him and the time they had spent together before he had headed west. I knew at that moment that he was someone special, and seeing them together a few weeks later at the event convinced me entirely. So I didn't realize that Minis Take Vermont would play such a big role in their relationship, but it ended up being the weekend that Josh proposed to Melinda under a covered bridge in Vermont. So I still remember the text from Josh telling me that he had something important to discuss with me, and the subsequent phone call where he told me that he was planning to propose. So I was obviously in full support, and we helped brainstorm some possible location ideas over the weekend. And while they didn't work out, his proposal was absolutely perfect, and Melinda's initial response of, "Shut up," even more on brand. Yeah. So yesterday, Drew and Janine actually asked me who I was here for. So while I stand here in support of Melinda fully, entirely, I would drop anything, the drop of a hat for you, and you know that. The real answer is I am here for both of them. So I've been lucky enough to grow closer to Josh over the last couple of years, and I consider both of them to be family. So I've seen their genuine love and support of each other firsthand. This past year and a half, even just getting to this point, hasn't been the easiest. So they have supported each other through everything, through every hardship, every change, never wavering each step of the way. These two people have ultimately found each other, and I believe wholeheartedly that they were meant for each other. And I think everybody here who has seen them is entirely in agreement with that. So they are more than just husband and wife now, and I think Melissa said it earlier, they are best friends. They are true friends who really enjoy each other's company. So I am grateful that they have found each other, and I am even more grateful that we finally made it here to share this day with them. So please join me in raising your glass in toast to Melinda and Josh. May your lives together bring more adventure, more laughter, and more of the happiness that you have found in each other. Cheers to the newlyweds.
Thank you, Kristen. Kristen Masta, everybody. Next, we get to hear from Mr. Dapper, the best of all best men. Please give a warm welcome to Eric Ciccone.
A little bit shorter here. Good evening. For those of you I haven't met, I'm Eric Ciccone, and I'm Josh's best man. When Josh asked me to be his best man almost 2 years ago, before COVID came to disrupt all of our lives, I was a little surprised he asked me. Surely, one of my best friends knew asking me to be his best man and saying nice things about him would be tough. This seemed odd. Since both Josh and my wife Sydney can attest, I'm a rather grumpy individual, having had to endure growing up in Massachusetts where no one knows how to move out of the left lane or say thank you when you hold the door. I'm also kind of a know-it-all, and I like to present random facts from time to time. One quick fact. The history of groomsmen. Groomsmen in ancient times used to help the groom kidnap the bride. If the bride's family did not give permission for her to marry, the groom would kidnap her, and the groomsmen would tag along to fight the family's relatives. The best man back then was actually the best fighter, and now it clearly makes sense why he picked me to be his best man. Though Josh's wit, charm, and clearly devastating good looks, he didn't need a group of his closest friends to kidnap his beautiful bride. Looking at Melinda and Josh's friends tells you a lot about who Melinda and Josh are. It shows how adventurous and outgoing they are. They have friends from all over. Some are friends from jobs. Some are friends from various places they have lived. Some even belong to car clubs. Some are lifelong friends, the ones you've known so long you barely remember how you actually met them. Now, Josh and I, we don't have that problem. I met him much later in life. But I do remember the first time we actually became best friends. For those of you who've seen the movie Step Brothers, the next part sounds a little familiar. Though, it has a little less talk about good housekeeping, John Stamos, or doing karate in the garage. Though, it may have in fact had the Hall & Oates song, You Make My Dreams Come True. So the story goes something like this. Josh and I are on a mountain, snowboarding. It's a routine for us to go play around, going through the glades, a bunch of trees for those that aren't used to skiing. Hidden butt jumps off to the side. This is followed by us finding a place to sit on the side of a run while we wait for much slower, clearly much less talented skiers than us to come down make their way down the mountain. Yep. I decide at this point to stop at the top of the rock. Josh stops just below me. Now, some of you might be thinking something bad is about to happen, and you'd be very, very wrong. What happens next is Josh looks up at me. I look down at him. Josh says, "I feel like we just became best friends," followed quickly by me saying, "Yup." Cue the Hall & Oates. And we fly up down the mountains, leaving the rest of the group behind. To this day, this is the only point I can actually decide that someone became my best friend. You got to be really special to stand out that way. Speaking of special moments, well, obviously, besides this one, I can remember the exact time I first met Melinda. Let's go way, way back, 2018. Okay. It's Josh's going away party. He's moved right before he moves out to Utah. I get there. I look outside. There's a Volkswagen GTI. You got to take notes of these sorts of vehicles that are parked outside. Okay. So I walk in. I say hi to Josh. Immediately followed by, what guy, possibly bro, drives the GTI parked outside? He quickly responds with, "Guy, that's Melinda's car." I say, "Melinda? That's very interesting." So I make my way over to Melinda to figure out more about her. And I ask her how awesome it must be to drive a car that great. Quickly to find her say, "The car's okay and a little boring." I'm a little hurt at this point, confused. If the car's only okay, what does this woman drive? She then proceeds to talk about the unicorn. The unicorn, for those of you that don't know, is the one thing Melinda may love just as much, if not a little bit more, than Josh. Yeah. The unicorn is a 2006 Mini Cooper S, and at this point in time, Josh also owns a Mini. Rest in peace, that Mini. But I'm fairly certain that night, right before I left, I looked at Josh and I told him, "You better put a ring on that unicorn girl's finger." You're welcome, Melinda. Janine may differ on that one, but it's okay. But all kidding aside, I can't take all the credit. This marriage and these two people are wonderful. They came together through the pursuit of their passions and their unique sense of adventure, passion to pursue their dreams as individuals and as a couple, from buying the unicorn to loving cats, to moving across the country with a guy you just knew you had to be with, from starting your own beer tour company to continually adding tattoos, to asking the love of your life to marry you. Separate you each amazing, but together you two are perfect. Please join me by raising your glass to this perfect couple, to a lifelong life filled together with continued adventure, happiness, and wonderful memories. To Melinda and Josh.
Eric Ciccone, everybody. Next, we get to hear from Melinda's father, a man of amazing spirit, short stature like me. Please give a warm welcome to, I'm sorry, I forgot your first name, for John Cormier.
I started doing this on a roll of toilet paper and realized it was getting way too long. To all here and those in spirit, thank you for joining the celebration of Melinda and Josh becoming husband and wife, and in the next chapter of their life. Josh, I'm sure you are tuned in on Melinda's challenges and personality. And she as well tuned in on your hot buttons. She takes after her mom. I'm trying to be nice. You guys will have fun together and you'll have some rough days. During those rough days, trust and honesty are your best tools. And the next best part to go with that is a hug and kiss every night. No matter what the day dishes out, kisses and bear hugs are great. Josh, I'm sure you know what you're getting into. So I'll help you in on a couple little tidbits about Melinda. I promise I won't roast her. When there's snow and sleds, she has this affinity of running into trees. So play it safe and staying behind her when she's barreling down those ski slopes, and definitely keep her off sleds. So she's in the backyard, and this is our very first house. The hall is 30, 40 years ago, I mean, maybe 100 years ago, whatever. And her brother comes in, and he's in a panic. His Melinda's all full of blood. Honest to God, people, you have no idea unless you're a parent. Put on a pair of snowshoes, no jacket, and bouncing through the backyard like a deer down the mountain, down the hill. And there she is, sitting in the snow, her face covered with blood, and her father just picked her up and just, you scared the shit out of me. She get through it, but there were other times, you know. Her brother was great on T-boning her on a bicycle. 2 days later, finally, Karen says, something's not right. She's in too much pain. This is after having her x-rays, and the doctor said, oh, she's fine. Broken leg. Tough bugger. She enjoys driving little cars fast, and I take some of the blame. Instilling this in her, I allowed her at the age of 12 to drive my stick shift Jetta around and around and around the cul-de-sac. She may have been on my lap, but believe it or not, at 12 years old, she could shift. I mean, I had to hit the brakes and hit the gas, but she could do it. And she kept asking, can we go faster? Can we go faster? And Melinda, it's only 48 horsepower. What do you want? And if you need help parking cars, just ask her for help. She's pretty good on parking cars on top of stone walls. I was impressed and gave her a big hug. No, it's not your turn to be there. Wait a minute, no. Okay, no, it's your turn. Okay, now it's your turn to be there to give the big hugs. I could continue on what to expect, but then I would spoil her fun. Karen and I are over the top with happiness and love, and having you as our son-in-law protecting our daughter. Melinda and Josh, you are loved and will be loved for a long, long time. Love, Mom and Dad.
And you guys already gave him cheers, but John Cormier, everybody. So we could not end this night without hearing from our guests of honor. Josh and Melinda, everybody.
I thought we were going to leave it down.
Just bend over.
Well, first, thank you all for coming, for sure. And biggest in welcomes or thank yous that I have to do is thank you, Janine, because none of this would have happened, because she convinced me to tell her to come back. Yeah, yes, you were right.
Yeah.
Drew will never say that, but I will. So.
And thank you, everyone, for flying out in local. This means the absolute world to us. You guys could be here.
Yeah, it's been a long couple of years, but glad to be here now and couldn't have asked for a better day. Obviously, Mom and Dad wish you guys were here, and there are others that we wish could be here as well, but for everyone that is here, we are so thankful, and hopefully you loved the food. If not, I don't want to hear about it. / you have no taste. And yeah. Yes. There's more food. Okay, well.
Yeah, and we're about to dance. So.
In the basement, shadows on the pavement, flickering lights, stereo high. Getting
So as you all know, they have gone through the pandemic together. They have started a business together. They have shuttled people around and watched them get drunk together. And now they're cutting their cake together. Now, the cake cutting tradition is similar to the rings, where it symbolizes an outward commitment of what they actually feel inside. Originally, they broke bread over the couple's head back in the Jewish and Greek and Roman times, and it was symbolizing a covenant of sacrament, of how they would love and nurture and take care of each other. Today, we don't break bread over their heads, so it get kind of messy with cake. But the symbolism behind it remains the same. It was an act they do together that sometimes everything comes out really cleanly in their cuts. Other cuts, a little more work, which is a lot like marriage, because even when times get difficult, it shows how they work together. So now we'll meet each other as husband and wife.
You chose how you wanted to do it. I also would like to have a happy birthday.
Show me another night. Waking up knowing there's a reason. All my dreams come alive. Life is for living. With you, I've made my decision. You lift me up, fill my eyes with wonder. Forever young in your love, this freedom's untainted. With you, no moment is wasted. Sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turn to color all around. All is new in the Savior I have found. This is living now. This is living now. You lead the way, got you right beside me. In your love, I'm complete. There's nothing like living with you. This life you created, I choose. See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turn to color all around. All is new in the Savior I have found. Oh, this is living now. I'm up all night just to hear a story. When I'm with her, there's no hurry, holding on to every word she says. I'd do anything just to see her smile, sip rosé, watch Grace for a while, try some things I never thought I would. But that's just what you do when you're in love. When you're in